This is the City Council meeting of August 3rd, 2015. If you'd stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Joe. Now, and if I could call for the roll, please.
Councilmember Alta?
Here.
Councilmember Ellison?
Here.
Councilmember Hall?
Here.
Councilmember Mayer?
Here.
And Mayor Hodges.
Here. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the agenda. Any recommendations?
The parking lot behind the moose, what does that fall under? New business, old business?
That would be old business.
Okay, then I'll just wait till old business.
The agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
I will second.
Then moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented to us. All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Approval of the minutes of our previous meeting on July 20th. Those minutes are in the packet, as well as an update.
I will move for approval as presented.
I'll second.
And moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of July 20, 2015. All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Approval of the accounts payable. Those are in the packet for review. Any questions there?
Just, do we have a detail about the attorney? Could we get that maybe?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm sure, I would just like to see
Yes.
what expenses were
Yes.
specific.
You can look at it as well.
I move that we approve the accounts payable as presented.
I will second.
And moved and seconded to adopt the accounts payable as presented, and for this we need a roll call vote.
Councilmember Alta?
Yes.
Councilmember Ellison?
Yes.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilmember Mayer?
Yes.
And Mayor Hodges.
Yes. Item 5 is citizen comments for any items that do not appear on the agenda. So if any citizen would like to address the council, this would be the time to do so. And seeing none, then we'll move on to old business. Mr. Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members, on this fine summer evening.
Yes, it is.
On your strategic goals report, there is nothing new to report there. And on pending council projects report, the downtown tower removal, just to let you know that the prep work has been done. And they're working with the chief to schedule the actual removal of the tower. They'll have to bring a crane in. Planning on doing it on a Monday because most of the businesses in that area are closed on Monday. And it should be one day, maybe two, but if we can one day with the crane coming in and pulling it down and then taking it away. So we're going to see the tower really soon. Other than that, I have no other updates and let me answer any questions.
Okay. You have a question?
Yeah, Mark, a few weeks ago you said that the building was going to come down behind the moose, the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that moving along, or is there something holding it up, or?
The plans have been submitted for, to me for the parking lot itself. And we're making some tweaks and planning on going to the DDA with that on Thursday. And then I anticipate the building removal may be a part of that project because I think we're getting ready to move forward on that whole project.
Okay.
It was the phase 1.
But if we're not, are we going to try to get that building out of there
Yes.
no matter what?
Yes.
So that it's,
Yeah.
okay.
And I think I've said that before, and I've said it to the property owners over there. And we need to let the Boy Scouts know. I told them to give them some notice because they are using that building for a trailer. And I committed to them that I'd give them a month's notice before we actually took it down. So we need to give them some notice. But
Okay. Well, I think you ought to give them the notice because if you wait 2 more weeks.
as soon as we're ready to
then
get the
it'll be-
building down, then we'll we'll give them the notice, yes.
Yeah, because that could hold us up if you give it 30 days. Anyways,
Thanks.
thank you.
Mr. Canfield, you need to add something?
Yeah, Greg Canfield, 403 North Washington. I did want to speak to the issue of the parking lot. The scheduled opening date was August 1st, and we're putting the finishing touches on it. There's a lot to do, but they intend to be open September 1st. And if we need to give the Boy Scouts 30 days notice, that's going to create an issue because they're starting to do interviews and hire employees this week. They're going to be starting training in probably 2 to 3 weeks. And with the doors open on September 1st, you're going to be working around a lot of customers' cars in that parking lot. I mean, we've talked about this previously, and I think there's opportunities for the Boy Scouts to move it in less than 30 days. And it's going to be a disaster trying to take that building down and grade what's there once they're open. So I really think your timeline needs to be 2 to 3 weeks rather than, sounds like, 45 days. But it's just going to really complicate things because once they open, people are going to be parking all over out there. It's going to get real messy. You come in and ask who owns the blue Chevy to move it so we can tear the garage down. It's really going to complicate things.
I think we'll be able to work through it. I mean, I'm sure we'll be okay.
All right?
Thank you. Anything else concerning old business? No, then we'll move on to new business. We only have one item, the Lowell Area Recreation Authority Agreement. Background?
Yes, the Lowell Area Recreation Authority, or LARA, has proposed changes to the agreement that created LARA, and these changes need to be reviewed and approved by Lowell and Virgins Townships and the City of Lowell. They're primarily having to do with routine matters, such as incorporating amendments that have been made along the way, and also some clerical changes, such as clarifying when the annual organizational meeting is held. I submitted these changes to the city attorney. He offered a comment, which I included in your agenda packet, which basically says the agreement was created under Act 7, and Act 7 doesn't allow you to create a quote-unquote authority, but you can create a board, commission, or council. As I discussed with him, and he's emailed me since then, in fact, he emailed me today, what I had said to him was, we're really just talking about a name of an organization, but your real concern is the powers that are granted to LARA. And he said that because the agreement is very specific as to the powers and duties that are granted to them, that he was comfortable with them using the name authority. But any amendments in the future that might change those powers and duties, you want to have to review fairly carefully. For example, under state law, when authorities are, under the act that allows for the creation of authority, there are authorities that have the ability to tax. For example, the Downtown Development Authority has the ability to implement a 2 mil tax, property tax. And so it's those types of things that, if they were included in the agreement, PA7 doesn't necessarily allow for that, so we have to be careful. But in this case, he's comfortable with my recommendation that you approve the changes, and so it's what I'm recommending.
All right. Thank you. Council comments or concerns?
I can
Explain it.
tell you that both Lowell Township and Virgins Township have signed the agreement, so they're just waiting on us.
I was just going to say that explanation of the title authority and the name authority, the difference certainly helps, so. I would move that we approve the Lowell Area Recreation Authority Agreement changes.
And I will second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the Recreation Authority Agreement. All those in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Thank you. There is no other new business. Moving on then to council comments. Mr. Mayor.
The Fire Authority will be meeting next Monday, the 10th,
3:30. We do have a guest speaker coming in. I don't know who it is. It was just a pretty general email to me. And there's a bunch of other things that Mr. Herb has on the agenda that I'll find out soon. So if you can come, it'd be just as much of a surprise for you as it is to me. It's a good time. So 3:30 at the firehouse. All right. Mr. Alton.
I just want to make a comment on Grove Street. It's getting worse and worse and worse every time it rains. I think that we might want to look at that. It might need a little bit, maybe a little bit of emergency care before it undermines it and more dirt's out on M21 because last night's little storm washed a lot out there. The other thing is 3/4 of the catch basins in the city are covered up with trash. When are they going to sweep the streets again, or are we going to have to get out there and clean them out? Because it doesn't do no good to pocket water out in the middle of the streets. And you can see where there's a pond about most of them because the leaves and the sticks are out in the middle of the road instead of on the curb. So, just a question. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Hall.
Nothing really to report, other than my meetings are upcoming in the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
All right. Mrs. Nelson, welcome back.
Thank you. I have nothing new to report on my commissions, as they are upcoming meetings as well, but I did want to say that I have been traveling, and it was nice to come back into town, see the banners up. They look great in town, see the Main Street barbecue progress. I mean, it's nice, lots happening in town. Miss Lowell, it's a great place to call home. I'm also sorry that I missed Betty's last meeting. I wanted to wish her the best and appreciate all that she's done for the city. Personally, she's just been very helpful to me. Any questions as a council member, anything she can do in her capacity as the clerk, she's been very, very helpful. And I know Susie is going to be the same. Yeah, she's also helped me a few times, so I appreciate that. But I wish Betty the best in her retirement. And you continue success in your new position.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. On that, there's also a reception for Betty on Thursday afternoon, so from 4 to 7 at the Main Street Inn. So if you feel so, I'd like to say hey to Betty. You see her around town anyway, but that would be a good time to do that. Light and Power will meet next week. The Chamber Board of Directors will meet next week. Look, will meet sometime in October, November. So that covers most of the areas of my responsibility. But I must add that between the last meeting and this, there was the elf horn concert. Yeah, at the showboat. And to see these Swiss horns play for 2 hours, I didn't think it was possible to take that much time. But anyway, it was quite an impressive and interesting concert, and really quite enjoyable. And Betty Geider, of course, is a gift to our community, and she made a wonderful statement about Swiss heritage, and hats off to all those involved, and Sue Hamlin for putting it all together.
My sister.
You know pretty well.
Very proud of her.
Yes. So anyway, with that, we'll move on to the manager's report. Mr. Howell.
Thank you. Per your request, former city clerk, now retired city clerk, Betty Moore, brought forward to you the election schedule for ballot proposals for the upcoming November election. Ballot wording of proposals qualified to appear on the ballot have to be certified to the county and local clerks. They have to be submitted by 4 p.m. on August 11th. So that was information that you asked about at your last meeting. We were represented at a meeting with MDOT on a proposed mill and resurface of M21. At this point, they're looking at next spring, and expected it will take about 8 weeks to complete. We are talking with them about 1 or 2 potential water projects, and then some of the scope items within that project, including the potential bump outs at the crossing at Riverwalk, heading over into Veterans Park. So we'll continue that discussion with them, and I'll continue to keep you updated. You mentioned the Betty Morlock retirement reception. That's Thursday from 4 to 7 at the Main Street Inn. We're looking forward to just saying goodbye to Betty in a very wonderful way. And certainly, again, I want to reiterate that we appreciate everything that she's done for the city. And I personally have appreciated working with her over the past few years. Finally, just on a personal note, I'm throwing up on the screen the newest addition to the Howe household. Of course, our daughter and son-in-law are living with us, but also, more importantly, our granddaughter. And that's her relaxing on the couch and playing with Mama's phone. We're certainly happy to have been able to complete the move from Virginia, 14 and a half hours at an average speed of about 50 miles an hour, pulling a trailer, and I'm glad that drive is over. But great to have her here, great to have our daughter and son-in-law here as well. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you. Congratulations. There are no appointments to be made. All of our boards and commissions currently are full. And with that,
I move that we adjourn at 7:16.
I will second.
moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.